Erling Haaland has scored 94 goals in 89 appearances for Manchester City. He has won the Premier League, he has won the Champions League, he has won everything club football has to offer at 25 years old. And until the 86th minute against Ivory Coast on Tuesday evening, he had never won a single knockout match at a World Cup. Norway had never won a single knockout match at a World Cup in the entire history of the tournament. Not once. Erling Haaland scored the deciding goal in the 86th minute for Norway, which won a knockout game at the World Cup for the first time. One goal, 4 minutes from the end, and an entire nation's football history changed permanently in a single moment. ESPN. To understand why this matters, you have to understand what Norway's relationship with the World Cup actually looks like. Norway have qualified for 3 World Cups in their entire history: 1994, 1998, and now 2026. In 1994, they went out in the group stage. In 1998, they beat Brazil in the group stage, one of the most famous results in World Cup history, and then lost in the round of 16 to Italy. That round of 16 exit in 1998 was the furthest they had ever gone. Until now, 28 years later, with Erling Haaland on the pitch, they have gone further. The Haaland paradox at international level is one of the most discussed topics in football. Here's a player who makes scoring look automatic at club level. Defenders who have faced the best attackers in the world say Haaland is the most difficult they have ever encountered. His movement, his finishing, his ability to score from nothing with either foot or his head from any position in the box. At Manchester City, he averages more than a goal per game across multiple seasons. The numbers are not just good, they are historically unprecedented for a player his age. And yet, at international level, something has always felt different. Norway are not Manchester City. The players around Haaland at international level cannot create the same quality of chances the same way Pep Guardiola's system does. Haaland's goals at club level come from a specific system built specifically around maximizing his movement and his finishing. At international level, that system does not exist. He has to find different ways to contribute, different ways to stay involved in matches where the ball does not arrive at his feet the way it does every Saturday in Manchester. This World Cup has been different though. Haaland scored twice in Norway's group stage win over Iraq and has been the focal point of everything Norway do going forward. The difference is not tactical. The difference is psychological. Haaland arrived at this World Cup knowing it was his moment, not his club's moment. His moment, the tournament where the individual legacy gets written separately from everything the team around him provides. ESPN. The goal against Ivory Coast told that story in full. Norway needed a winner. 4 minutes remained. The entire history of Norwegian football at World Cups hung in the moment, and Haaland found the net, because that is what Haaland does when everything is on the line. Not always, not automatically, but when the weight of history sits on a single moment, the best players in the world tend to find a way to carry it. Norway will now face Brazil in the round of 16 at the 2026 World Cup. Brazil, 5-time world champions, a team that survived their own near-death experience against Japan in the round of 32, when Gabriel Martinelli scored in stoppage time to save them. A team with Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, Casemiro, and one of the most talented squads in the tournament. Norway versus Brazil in the round of 16 is not a match anyone predicted at the start of this tournament. ESPN. But here is what everyone watching that game needs to understand before they write Norway off completely. Norway just did something that required beating a team in a knockout match. They have now experienced what knockout football feels like at a World Cup. They know what it takes to survive in that environment. Brazil have experience, but they also have fragility. Their defensive problem has not been solved. Martinelli's stoppage time winner against Japan papered over a performance that was not convincing enough for a team with their ambitions. Haaland against Brazil's defense is one of the most fascinating individual matchups of the entire round of 16. Every center back Brazil has will spend the entire match thinking about where Haaland is. Every defensive midfielder will have specific instructions about not letting him receive the ball in certain areas. An entire defensive plan built around one player, which creates space for Auckland Odegaard, which creates space for Alexander Sorloth, which creates exactly the kind of situation Norway need to cause another shock. Norway should not be in the last 16. Their qualifying campaign was difficult. Their group stage was inconsistent. Their best player spent years failing to reproduce his club form at international level. And on Tuesday evening, in the 86th minute, Erling Haaland scored, and all of that became irrelevant. History does not remember the journey. It remembers the moment. The game has not changed. You have. Welcome to FIFASect.